All right, we got that fixed now. Here is radar, and what we've got this afternoon. We had a little issue there with the screen acting ugly. But if you live in Clark County, if you'll look at what we've got, this is fast approaching. This could affect Lauderdale, and it could affect also Clark County. Jasper County and Smith County now under the gun. Let's take a look at this as we zoom in on this afternoon of this tornado warning that has been issued. This started out on this side here. And has made its way across here into Jasper County here, moving northeasterly. And as you see, all of these counties and areas is going to be affected by this as we turn on locations. Right here at the Bay Springs Hospital, right in the middle of this. This will make its way right through the Paulding Courthouse area. If you live here in the Rose Hill area, you need to seek shelter now. And again, out at Lake Edens, as we watch this is a tornado warning, very serious storm. Radar indicated at this point, has not been confirmed on the ground. We have had reports earlier of activity that occurred in other parts of Lincoln County. I'll pull that up in just a second. All right, let's pull this back, and so I can read some more material and get everybody up to date on everything that is going this afternoon. A little bit earlier, we had damage in Lincoln County. A mobile home was flipped over, and 2 homes got damage from a tornado, and that was reported by the Lincoln County Emergency Management just a little bit ago. Now, we have had a wreck on Interstate 59. Let's pull this up and take a look at this. This does involve, and this is the usual place that we have these wrecks as you're coming out of Lauderdale County as we go to the split. Is where this all happened here, right outside of the county as we pulled this back up to take a look at this. If you're coming out of here, it would be mile marker 148, 149 here. This involves a truck, and it also might involve a motorcycle. The last that I had heard was told. Lost Gap Volunteer Fire Department responding to that scene of that wreck, and it's about right there on the map is where this accident is. Involves a white F-150, a possible motorcycle this afternoon. Let's hope everybody is okay there. As we look at this, we are starting to show some storms that are pouring down rain in Newton County. Now, again, in Newton County, we only have a tornado watch at this point. There's no warnings, but there is a watch as we look at that this afternoon. We're paying close attention to right here of what's going on. All right, let's make sure I got my comments so I can see what everybody is saying of here and there, and as we watch all these different storms this afternoon. Now, we do have storm activity, thunderstorm activity going on in the northeast corner of the county out here, right around the lake here by Ralph Morgan's house, Dalewood, this area here, all the way down to Rainbow Lakes, in between there and over to Tom Bailey Lake. Again, no warnings associated with that, but we do have storms that are occurring this afternoon. And we also want to point out, this is through 5 o'clock this afternoon. As we look at this big picture, let's look at the entire area here. All of this yellow area that we now have is a tornado watch through 5 p.m. this afternoon. As we look at this, and then this will go through 8 o'clock on the Alabama side, and on the Mississippi side, that is through 5 o'clock. This could change either way. We'll watch this very closely this afternoon as these storms develop. Now, you'll notice right here on this map, there's this swirly mark here. This is where we had damage a little bit earlier there. And if we look at this, that's where that mobile home, Lincoln County, that I told you about just a few moments ago. And as you'll see here, this is the same path, this storm that has moved right across here. Now, as you can tell, this is moving to the northeast and will most likely affect either Clark or Lauderdale County, but it's going to go through this corner here one way or the other. So we want Enterprise and everybody in that area to be on their tiptoes. There's no warnings yet, but as we well know, this Clarkdale area through here is prone for bad weather. And it does look as though that it is headed in that direction here in the next little bit as we slowly watch the storm come across. Now, this storm, this tornado warning, as we look at this, is until 2:45. So we've got plenty of time. There's plenty of time to be prepared for this. But Jasper County, you're out of time. If you're on that eastern side of Jasper County, you got just a little bit more time to get to your safe place before the storm reaches you. As we zoom in on this, this is fast approaching the Pachuta area. As we look at this Lake Edens, it hadn't gotten there yet, but it is making its way across there. Let me check my messages and make sure we're up to date on this. All right, Smith County right in here. This has been canceled right here. This is out. This is the only tornado warning that we've got here is Jasper County as it makes its way across. Now, as I mentioned, heavy rain is on I-20 as we look at this in between Meridian and Newton. Now, tons and tons of reports of the different storm chasers in town. Reed Timmer in town, one of the most famous ones that does his job each week. We all watch him. He's good at what he does. He's been in between Meridian and over to Forest, these areas, as he came down. Monitoring the weather, knows what he's doing. Been spotted across town. We've had several, as a matter of fact, several of these guys that are in town watching this. Now, this will linger on. The National Weather Service still puts this storm through about 7 o'clock tonight is the timeline that we're given. Hopefully, everything that I've read and studied has shown this stuff kind of winging out somewhere around 6:30. And we hope it stays to that as we watch this now. Something else that we wanted to bring up as we're watching these storms develop and come across, wanted to make sure everybody had a chance to see the story that we posted just a little bit ago. Always concerning when it's something going on in our communities. Let me scroll down and pull this up so everybody be on it as we talk about what's going on with this. We had a shooting this afternoon, and this occurred in Philadelphia, Mississippi this afternoon. There was a drive-by shooting. Someone was shot in the hip on Coleman Street. The car is described as a dark-colored possible Nissan. The gentleman was taken to the hospital. He was shot in the hip, and they are looking for the suspect or suspects. No arrests have been made at this point. But scary. Philadelphia, that's going to be up by West Side in that area on the northern part of Philadelphia, if you're wondering where that is. That's where that took place. If you're going down Main Street, it would be to your right on the northern end of town, like you're going on out of the county there. All right, let's get back to radar as we watch all of this still. As we go back to pull this up for you to take a look at what we've got. Light showers starting to show up in Livingston, Alabama. Nothing too serious there. Greensboro and Demopolis area getting a pretty good rain right now as we look at this. Now, these storms, let's zoom in on this. Let's turn on some locations. Now, again, the only place right now that we have a tornado warning is going to be Jasper County, which is due west of Clark County. This will be right across the line. If you live at Lake Edens, this storm is fast approaching Lake Edens now. Here sits Lake Edens. This is Paulding. The storm has reached Paulding, back all the way to the hospital at the county line. It butts right up to the Smith County line. And as we look at this, Rose Hill, y'all here are also involved in this tornado warning, and this will go until 2:45 this afternoon. So we still have roughly about 27 minutes remaining on this tornado warning as it makes its way across here. As we look at Highway 15 from Montrose on into Newton, heavy rain through that area there. We do have heavy rain now in Lauderdale County. This is going to be right out here at the Meehan Volunteer Fire Department. All of this rain, this is going to be covering up at the Goodwater Baptist Church, that area there, Stuckey's Bridge. We're starting to show some pretty significant rain there coming down at Dunn's Fall. By the time that you get right at that Lauderdale-Newton County line, it's going to be pouring. And again, we urge you, if you don't have to travel, to hold off a little while because that 4-lane on I-20 is very treacherous. It's got dips, and it causes a lot of accidents each time that people travel this during this bad weather, and we want you to be extremely careful. As we mentioned, Lost Gap already out on a call this afternoon as they are sitting there at the split at mile marker 148 with a pickup truck. I'm getting a note here that traffic is at a standstill now at the split, and this is where this is going to be right here. That wreck is sitting right here. It involves us in the medium, involves a pickup truck and also a motorcycle. It's raining. We have traffic backed up. So if you're going out of Meridian now, you're not going to be able to make it to Newton because of this area here backed up. Hopefully this will be cleared up before too long. And let's all say a little prayer for whoever's involved in this, that it is not too serious. Hopefully it's just a small traffic mishap and everybody's going to be okay. That's what we're hoping for. But as we get these words that traffic's backed up, it's always scary in these situations. We've had a string of this over the last 2 weeks, haven't we? We have. All right, as we continue to look at this, we are showing heavy showers as we look at Lauderdale County. And again, Lauderdale County, no warning. We do have a tornado watch through 5 p.m., but we've got a lot of rain right there around Lamar School. This is going to go over and cut across North Hill Street, go right past Northwest Baptist Church, and all the way out to the country store. We got some pretty heavy showers there. As we look at this, the West Lauderdale area, clear right now. We are now showing some heavy rain showing up in Union, Mississippi. And this is going to be on that stretch of Highway 15 in between Union and Philadelphia, about 5 miles out of town, heavy rain. This will stretch over and follow, I believe this is 492. This is going to carry us all the way over here to Highway 19. If you're going to be traveling up Highway 19 from House, Mississippi to Tucker, that area, a lot of rain in there. And we are showing showers at the Neshoba County Fairgrounds now. Pretty significant showers as we ease over and we look at Kemper County all around 2 Mile Bottom there back to the Cowboy Church, some showers. And we do show up Highway 493 just north of the coal plant there, New Hope community, a lot of rain there also. Again, no warnings in these areas, but something to pay a close attention to. Now, let's look at the rest of the state of what we've got. All right, we have a new tornado warning as we look at this. This is going to be Collins, Mississippi. And if you notice how this is always important. What lies out to our west, these storms move to the northeast. We see now that we have a new tornado warning here that is sitting at Collins, Mississippi. This will cut across the Jones County area and then clip Heidelberg and then right on into Clark County. So that tells us in the future Clark County really needs to be on its P's and Q's over the next hour because we do have storms headed for it. There are tornado warnings out to the west of there. So we want you, if you live in Clark County, to be prepared, know where you're going to go in the next little bit. Now, again, the warning has not been issued, but this just gives us that little bit of extra time to prepare for what we know is going to happen in the future. And it's got its eyes set on Clark County, Wayne County, these areas here, all of that. Jasper County, a good chance that you will get a second round as this comes across. Let's back out and look at this as the state is starting to pop as we look at all this area. Now, as you're looking at the map, if you're just tuning in on this and you go, what is all of that yellow that is on there? Every bit of this yellow area here is a tornado watch. This stretches from the northwestern corner of Mississippi, Natchez, all the way across here, taking in most of Alabama up to Huntsville, excuse me, up to Nashville, Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And this will even go right on into the Bowling Green area there as we see this on into Kentucky in these areas here. So a lot of reasons to pay attention to the weather this afternoon. We also have another tornado warning that we want to point out that is here in the state of Mississippi. Let's zoom in to Corinth, Mississippi. This is going to be just above Iuka, just north of there. This is moving to the northeast and will cross over right here near Burnsville. These areas here, here's Corinth. We're looking at Farmington, Mississippi, and this will cross Highway 350 rather, and then on into the Tennessee area as it stretches across this area. Be careful if you're in North Mississippi, tornado warning there until 3:15 this afternoon. So that warning has just been issued a few moments ago. As we come down and we start looking here at Pontotoc, just to the west of there, a lot of showers. And this stretches down to Bruce, Mississippi, Big Creek, Vardaman, this area here, which is just west of Houston, Mississippi, Okolona. Y'all are going to be getting some serious weather here in a little bit. No warnings there as we come down. All right, Yazoo, Mississippi, which is going to be to the northwest of Jackson, Mississippi. This area here, following just east of the Mississippi River, Kosciuszko, out to the west of you, you've got showers. And again, we watch that area there. Not a lot going on yet in Livingston, Alabama, York, Alabama, those areas there. Highway 80 as you're headed toward Demopolis. It's on the east side of Demopolis. Now, Utah, Alabama, a beautiful place, but we do have some showers occurring there. Nothing nothing to be concerned about yet. Our big two close to our areas that we want to pay attention to, Jasper County, and we want to look down to Collinsville, Jones County, Mississippi, these areas here just to the west of Ellisville. We do have warnings there that are issued. We follow this, and as you'll see here, all of this is developing this afternoon. As this light rain gets into Mississippi, it's doing exactly what forecasters said it would do. It's developing as it gets to Mississippi with all of this heat that we have, and it's our area here. Meridian is pretty much, and the surrounding areas here is kind of like the bullseye of what's going on this afternoon. As we always do, we cross our fingers and hope for the best that these storms pass. And when and if we do have these warnings issued, we hope that they are radar indicated and stay that way. That's what we want for the safety of everybody in our neighborhoods. Now, let's get serious about this. As I often talk about this, you've heard this all your life. If you're in a mobile home and a warning is issued, get out. You have time if you're in Clark County, if you're in Newton County, or if you're in Lauderdale County, Knight Kemper, and all of those areas there, to have a plan. Know where you're going. Do not stay in a mobile home. Do not stay in a structure that's above ground to where wind can get under it and twist it. If you're caught at home, make sure to go to the centermost portion of your home away from windows. A lot of people will use bathtubs, but stay away from that. If you can, go to a secure place, someone that you know that has a storm shelter. There's lots of folks that advertise with us that have them. I do hope that one day you can fit that into your budget to give yourself peace of mind. Really, really affordable when you look at the big picture of all of this. Check it out. I have so many folks that can help you from the precast group. They can show you around the different ones that they have. Lots to choose from there. Very important when it comes to your life of having a way to seek shelter and be protected. Storms are serious. Now let's talk back again about hard sole shoes. Put those on. If you're at home watching me right now as these storms near you, if you've got some shoes, you don't want to wear anything that has a soft like a house shoe. Don't stay in a house with those on in case it were to be hit. And we always go back over this because if it were to be hit, your house is destroyed and there's 2x4s everywhere and there's nails. You want it to where if you had to walk on the outside that nothing would penetrate your foot. So hard sole shoes. Wear those. Boots if you've got those. And again, as I've said before, as corny as it looks, your head, protect it. Have those football helmets, bike helmets, whatever you've got that could be used if you have a warning is issued, to put those on. Because that's where most of our damage comes from on hurting people is head injuries, and we don't want that to happen. Let's pull radar back up. I know I'm long-winded and I'm talking, but it's your life. It's well worth every penny of this that we talk about this afternoon as we look at this. We're still watching 2 tornado warnings that are to the southwest of Meridian at this present time. Now, this is not as bad as it was, but most of this is out of Smith County now, and we go into this, the storm barely raining there in Smith County, most of this now in Jasper County, getting nearer and nearer to the Enterprise area. As we look at this. Now, let me pause for a second and pull this up and see if I got any messages from the National Weather Service of anything that has changed. Let me refresh this. It gets kind of angry every once in a while and logs out of everything that I have for some reason. And then I have to go back into it to read all of this. All right, as we look here with the latest we've got, nothing new. The last we got was a tornado was located near Bunker Hill, or 12 miles north of Columbia, moving northeast at 45 miles an hour. Everything, let's see here. Smith County, they are saying that they did have reports of an official tornado there. It was confirmed by some storm spotters. That was back when it was in Smith County. That has expired now. So that tells us that storm that left Smith County and moved into Jasper County was a very, very serious one there. We have a severe thunderstorm warning now that is being issued for Covington and Jefferson Davis County. Let's go back now and pull up radar where we can look at all of this of what we just talked about here. Here's Meridian Honda radar as we look at all of this. Still showing heavy showers in the Lauderdale County area, and we look down in these areas here. As you'll see, that yellow box right there behind that tornado warning is a severe thunderstorm warning behind that. We still have this coming up on Pachuta. We got showers there. Let's turn the locations back on because very heavy activity right now coming across Lake Edens. Look at that. The northern end of the lake is very, very heavy activity on that northern portion of the lake there. Just north of here after we go through Paulding, if you were to go Highway 503 where that meets Highway 18 there in Jasper County, it is serious weather coming down in that area, and we want you to keep that in mind if you live in Jasper County, what's going on. Now, the southeast corner, not too bad down here around Heidelberg. Everything is fine there as we look at that. As we look at this, we glance here all across the county, heavy rains. The line that we're looking at of this tornado warning is just shy of making it to Lewin. This is going to take in Bay Springs. It goes northeasterly over here following our friends right here at Rose Hill. If you're in Rose Hill, you still need to be in your safe place. As we're showing showers now where this wreck is right up here, this rain is just minutes away from reaching there and dumping a whole lot of rain where that wreck is located there in that southwest corner of Lauderdale County.
You see that they're not extending it to Clark County?
Yes, they're not going to extend it. That is good news.
Yes.
We're tickled over that. So glad to have that. Let's see. What about northern Newton County? These storms could potentially move into the Meridian area and Newton areas as well. Here's what we've got. This is the southeast corner is what we're looking at. Newton County right here. All around the Hickory area, heavy rains there, and all of this will move into Lauderdale as we move northward here. If you're coming out of Decatur, we're going to have some showers here to the east off of 15 Little Rock Decatur Road. A lot of rain in those areas there, and back over to 494. Nothing, no warnings or anything issued with that. This is starting to wind down a little bit. That's good. All right, make sure you've got a microphone over there pulled up to you when we're talking there, Madison. What else? Have I missed any other comments of questions that have been brought up?
Not right now. I haven't seen any new ones or anything.
Okay. What you're looking at, let's turn these locations off so you can see the big picture. Here lies Meridian. This is not expected now, from what the National Weather Service is telling us, to extend this in here. They will let this run out, and this will run out here at 2:45 is what we're expecting. So we got 18 minutes remaining on this, and we're going to ride this till this expires. And should it, and then we'll come back live when the threat comes back around. As we look at this.
What does the Causeyville and Wynot area look like?
Right now, not much of anything going on. Here's Causeyville, this area here. Light rain at the most.
Oh, good. What about the house community?
House community, as we look here, just north of here, we've got rain. Right here is where house is going to be as we pull up these locations. Nothing major, just some rain. Here's house right here, and this drifts over from house to Tucker to Highway 491, that area there.
So
we've seen a lot worse. Just rain.
Okay, good. Quitman.
Quitman, we're all out to the west. Light rain in Quitman. You've got a lot of storms to the west of you. Now, is this watch box just updated here? It has moved to the east a little bit, and right there at the county line, as you'll look at this, you're still not out of the woods yet. If you live at Lake Edens, if you live at Rose Hill, you live at Paulding, all of these areas here, still under a tornado warning here. Highway 59, if you're in there, if you're going to be living anywhere on Highway 503, 518, any of these roads in this area here, this is where this tornado warning still remains. And you'll see it's right there at the county line there. We've got showers just to the west of Pachuta. This would due east of there would put you in Quitman. We're showing showers now on 59, all of this area up towards Stuckey's Bridge in Clark County as it makes its way into Lauderdale County there. But nothing bad. We are starting now in the West Lauderdale area. I see it pouring down rain outside. All right, let's do here. Let me do a check here to make sure we hadn't gotten any other messages from the National Weather Service of anything new.
You got some food on the sides of your mouth.
It'll be okay.
Looks like a powdered donut.
Okay, I hadn't had any donuts, so I don't know. Severe thunderstorm was located near Paulding there. Radar indicated there severe tornado warning. We still have that for Jasper County listed there. And again, they're not thinking they're going to extend this into Clark County, which is good news. Radar indicated Covington, Jefferson, Davis County, still the same thing. All right, let's go back and pull up what we've got here with the radar map so everybody can see what we've got going on. All right, nothing really has changed in the last few moments. We've got this until 2:45 here in Jones and Jasper County. We're watching this tornado warning here to the south of us go until 3:15 for Collins. Now, this has also kind of wound down in the last few minutes. Not as bad as that was. So that's good news. But if you'll see here, we're now picking up to where we've had at least 2 confirmations of tornadoes across the state so far. As we look at this just to the west of Taylorsville, here's Mize, Mississippi. Right there is where this is. It was a radar confirmed tornado.
And it touched ground?
That was a radar indicated.
Okay.
Back over here, we did have a mobile home damaged as we go back over in this area here with this one.
Oh, gosh.
No loss of life, no major damage, but tree damage, and we did have a mobile home that was damaged earlier. As we follow all of this here. Lauderdale County right now is still pretty easy going, the northern part. And let's go up here and take a look at the rain that we've got. This will pick up at Marion. This is going to go northward through the county as we look at this and follow out. Here's the soccer complex here on Highway 39, Barham Funeral Home as you go past that Northeast Elementary. The rain is going to pick up in between there and where you get to Briarwood, where you take a right to go to the country club. As you go northward toward the base, Stennis Road right there that takes you into NAS Meridian is kind of the line of the heavy rain there. Now this drifts to the east through Marion up Highway 45 all the way up to Cotton Gin Road to Northeast Lauderdale High School. This goes out as you go into the county following 493 as you're up by North Lauderdale Water Association. As you get up here to Arkadelphia Baptist Church. As you get out by West Lauderdale Elementary, it's just going to be north of there, right about a half a mile past West Lauderdale Elementary. What is that? Jimmy Smith Road. As you get from there to that county line at Kemper, it's going to be heavy rain. As we go back over here to this western side of Newton County, out here by Battlefield, we got a lot of showers. And we also are showing Little Rock getting a lot of rain right now. No warnings in any of these areas other than a tornado watch at this point. Watching it very carefully.
So the only place that has a tornado watch is this area right here.
Yeah.
The only place.
Well, what we've got, Madison, is you look at this, all of this yellow is our tornado watch.
No.
Anything in yellow. This takes in Mississippi, Alabama, and also Tennessee, all the way up to Nashville, if you're going to be traveling that.
Oh, we got some family up in there.
Yes, we sure do. And now this is the only 2 places that we've got tornado warnings that are affecting the east central Mississippi and west central Alabama area is south of here, just to the west, Jasper County there, south of Newton, and south of Taylorsville, Collins, this area here. We're not expecting this to go any further than it is now. I thought when this was originally started out, because it was much stronger, as you'll see here, as it's come across, it's lightened up a little bit. And it looks as though they will not extend that. Let me see here. I got a message sent. Let's make sure.
That's the funny thing about weather. It suddenly changes so quickly that, like, everyone was so prepped.
Right.
Like, this is going to be so awful, which it still could be.
Yes, it could
be. But, like, it's less than what we thought, which is really good, though.
But we're early into this.
But,
don't
yeah,
that old
we're still
saying,
watching.
don't count your chickens before they're hatched. We're not out of this just yet.
Also, count your chickens before they fly away from these winds.
Yeah, and you just be glad you got chickens this day and time. The weather is one of the biggest concerns that we have for our area, and we take this very seriously. We watch this very closely, and we follow all of these storms. I know that before we went live, I had a lot of questions of when are you going to go live. When it becomes a threat to the areas, when we go ahead and jump in and start broadcasting, letting you know what's going on there. We just had a question about the Dalewood area, Lauderdale area. Looks great right now.
It's just rain right now.
Nothing serious there. Livingston, Alabama, there if you're going to be traveling I-20 out of the Toomsuba area when you get up near Livingston. What is that, about 30 miles outside of Meridian? It's going to be heavy rain there, and we also know that I-59, I-20 there easily can take a steering wheel away from you because the whole water. This area
Water
just
is awful
notorious.
On the road.
All right, Let's look at the intensity here. We are showing some lightning strikes to where we weren't seeing a lot of this earlier. As we look at these hits here, this was at 160 seconds ago. This is just to the west of Enterprise. We've had some lightning strikes. This is going to be, let me turn this back on where we can show where this is. Right here, due north, here's the end of Lake Edens. Just due north of there, we had a lightning strike about 5 minutes ago up Highway 503 right here. We had a strike at 224 about 10 minutes ago. The intensity could be worse. We're starting to show some lightning strikes now popping into this area here in northern Clark County. Highway 11 right there, lightning strike. 60 seconds ago it struck to the ground. And again, if you're in your home, this will scare, what's the word I'm thinking of? The bejesus out of you? Mm-hmm. Yeah, when you're not expecting it. Pop.
That always terrifies me because it sounds like your whole house is like going to come down because it's so like it shakes. Everything.
It does shake. Thunder, lightning, and it'll make you drop your sweet tea, and we definitely don't want that to happen tonight.
And it'll scare your dogs too.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
Put your pups up because they're going to be in store for an afternoon here. Now we're showing here at Dunn's Fall heavier rains now, and this is starting to drift on right on up here to Stuckey's Bridge. Now this is right now where the heavy rain is. Whoever's working the wreck from the Lost Gap area there on I-59, they're getting soaking wet at this point. That rain has reached there. Now, this is what we've got. And I want to remind everybody with any radar, because we do have issues in Jackson, Mississippi, as we all know that they're going to be taking this down in a week or two to do some maintenance to it. But there is a water tower over there, and sometimes that slows the relay time back. As we look at storms, always keep in mind that anything could be 30 seconds to 40 seconds behind due to factors like that. So if we're looking at something right here and you live a half a mile past it, and we're just using this as an example, take that as being right there at your front door as well. To be on the safe side, you never can be too careful when it comes to these type of storms and what happens with it's relayed with that tower being in the way over there. We just want to be extra careful with that.
I always know your like home geography, like where you are around, and be like, oh, I live here. I need to just be safe.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with not quite understanding where you live when you look at a big map. Some people get very confused over this of where they are. As we back this out, as we're looking here, here's Meridian, Mississippi. Here's Newton here. As you go south, this is going to be Jasper, and then we'll call this Clark County equipment area there. Due south of there, down around Waynesboro, nothing going on. As you're headed toward the coast there, Kemper County looks great. Neshoba County, Philadelphia right now is looking very good at the present time. Everything north of I-20 in Newton County looks great. Now, we're watching this storm, and this is going to expire in roughly, I think, that's about 6 minutes from now. That will expire. We're going to stay with this through that, and then we'll sit behind the scenes and watch all this. Should something else pop up, the likelihood is pretty strong that more will happen. We still got a tornado warning here in the northeastern corner, the northern portion of the state, just east of Corinth, there in the corner of the state there. Just north of Iuka, Pontotoc area, Houston, Mississippi has severe thunderstorm warnings issued right now. New Albany, a pretty good little thunderstorm happening there this right now. If you've got kids that attend Mississippi State, everything is fine there. It's just light shower activity. All of this will lie out to the west of Kosciuszko, be in the Durant area, Eupora, those areas there. No warnings at this point, but we watch that. All of this area is back building down here from Macomb as it comes out of here and makes its way northeasterly toward the Meridian area. Again, we're watching this wind down. We've got this tornado watch area until 5 o'clock tonight. This will stay until 8 o'clock for the Alabama side. It's 5 p.m. here, 8 p.m. here. Now, could this be extended a little bit? Yes, it could. It depends upon what happens over the next 2.5 to 3 hours. We are expecting all of this to roll out of here by 6:30 and be out of the state and no longer a threat to East Mississippi. That's what we think is going to happen. And again, it's Mother Nature. You can never pinpoint her and hold her down to anything. But that's what we're expecting as we watch this afternoon. Again, a lot of rain coming down here. Let's look at Lauderdale County. Let's look at the northwestern side of Clark County of what we've got here. We're watching this. We've got 5 minutes remaining on this tornado warning for Jasper County. And again, we don't think this is going to be extended according to the National Weather Service. Let's turn on our locations, Madison, and we go out of 59. As you go past the airport is where the rain is going to pick up. This is going to follow us down due south, I-59 all the way to the Clark County line. When you get to Enterprise, it's pouring rain there. This stretch here with this wreck out by the jail, we've got a lot. We're starting to show some showers creeping over here. Valley Road, y'all be ready. You're going to have some rain in the next little bit. And keep in mind, all of this area here along 20 is going to be treacherous in the next 15 to 20 minutes as that rain comes through there. We always have an accident. Now, I hadn't gotten any new updates of more wrecks or anything that's happened since we went live. We're watching it closely, and as we get that passing along, as we checked in with Lima just a little bit ago, they've been watching these storms also in the background, and we've been communicating with each other, and nothing too serious there. We're still watching the same thing. Okay, I'm showing showers there south of town as we start to see it moving in here. Plant sweat, pouring rain at this point. As we get into Clark County, we'll look at Enterprise, down to Long's Fish Camp, over to the Piggly Wiggly. We're getting rain now right on Main Street as it comes down Stonewall in those areas there. Highway 45, y'all expect this before long, and it will reach over here over to Clarko in the next little bit. But the heavier rain lies to the west, coming out of Jasper County, getting a small little break there at Lake Edens right now. The rain is north of you as we wait, 4 more minutes on this tornado warning. So you're still under the gun if you're right here in Rose Hill area. You're not out of it just yet. You're close. And we're hoping that this will just fade away here in the next 4 minutes and it'll be a thing of the past. Keep everybody's fingers crossed. Let's see here. The Twin States, watching out for that. Watching from Newton County. James, we appreciate you watching from Newton County. Jerome Lee, how are you doing this afternoon? Good to see you there. Let's see. Let's back down and look at this. Still occurring here, Bassville, Collins, Mississippi. Tornado warning here. This is just to the west of Jones Junior College. If you have anybody going to school there in the Laurel area, there is a warning there. We back out. Not much going on around Southern right now. We got showers to the south. Nothing heavy there. All of this is coming out of Louisiana, if you'll see this, moving that northeasterly trend toward Lauderdale County. The worst of all of this. Now, this we will watch this storm after this expires. We will watch this very carefully. This could build back up and fire off another tornado warning later, and then on into Clark and into Lauderdale County. We're not sure what will happen with that as we watch these storms, but always a possibility that this could stay together. We haven't had any long-track tornadoes at this point. We've had a couple here, as we show here on radar, that have formed this afternoon, and minimal damage is what we're getting at this point. Nothing that is too horrible, a home that has a little bit of damage, but no loss of life or any injury that we're aware of in the state of Mississippi at this point. You can't be more blessed than that. Trees can be replanted, a home can be fixed, your life cannot. So we're all doing good here. All right, we are 2 minutes away from this expiring here as we watch this very cautiously. As we look at Newton County, all of the rain that is in Newton County is in the southeastern corner there, right at Lauderdale County. And again, all of this moving up toward the airport, going to cross over I-20 and then across 22nd Avenue down toward the hospitals in that area. If you work in that area, be prepared for a lot of rain in the next little bit. This is what's coming behind this. Could we have some severe thunderstorm warnings? We could. We haven't had those yet either. Let's see what we've got here. Let me see here. Everything is pretty quiet still. Nothing stirring. The National Weather Service is not giving us any indication that they're going to fire off anything else here in the next few moments. We've got 60 seconds now remaining on this. Right there, this tornado warning that should expire in the next 60 seconds. We'll refresh it after it reaches that and check it out and see what we've got left. And hopefully this will be what's left as we watch this, and this thunderstorm here will just kind of fade away. That's what we're hoping for. We're crossing our fingers on this, that this will take place here. 244, we're still showing some lightning happening here, but if you'll see Lauderdale County, we're pretty good on this. Not one lightning strike in the entire county. That's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
No, so we're fond of that. Okay, that has expired. If you'll see now, all of that has lifted. We do not have a tornado warning there at this point. We come down. This is the only warning that we have right now. So what we'll do is we'll sign off for a little while. We're going to be in the background watching all of these storms. Should this develop into something more, we'll come back and we'll go live to give you the latest coverage and everything that we have. Again, be careful, and as we've mentioned, be prepared to take shelter should you need to in the next little bit. Watching this off to our southwest out of Meridian, we do have rain. Jasper, Clark, Newton County, and also Lauderdale counties, and a little bit of rain there in Kemper. Nothing too serious. This is just heavy rain at this point. So we've been blessed so far. As I said, we'll be back. We'll be here watching this, and we'll go live at the next threat that comes to our area. Thanks for dropping by, and we'll be back with more weather coverage as the afternoon continues here with the Scotty Ray Report.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: